I'm Betty. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to make some fresh pasta. The ingredients for this could not be more simple. It consists of flour, eggs, a little olive oil, and a little salt. So in my processor, I've got 7 ounces of plain flour, which I've whizzed with just about a half teaspoon of salt. So our next ingredients are these 2 eggs and a tablespoon of olive oil. And I'm going to give these a quick mix to combine them. And all I have to do now is put the top back on. And what we're going to do is just turn the machine on and slowly drizzle the egg mixture in. I'm going to let this go for a minute or two. All right, once you've whizzed it, what you want to do is just take a little bit of the dough in your fingers and see if you're going to be able to knead it into a dough. This feels just a little dry, so what I'll do is put the top back on and add just perhaps a teaspoon or so of water. What a difference. Just a teaspoon of water was all it took to get it to just the right consistency. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to turn it out on my board and we're going to knead it until it's a really nice smooth dough. Okay, just scoop this all up and turn it out onto the board. And this is going to take about 10 minutes to really knead this properly. And you pretty much knead it just the way you do bread. This board has a slight texture to it, so it's quite nice to knead on. And once I do this, I'm going to wrap it in plastic and let it rest for at least 30 minutes at room temperature. You can let it sit for up to about 2 hours if you need to, but it does need at least 30 minutes to rest. It relaxes the gluten in the flour. Now that my dough is perfectly kneaded, I'm going to wrap it in plastic wrap and just let it sit here for half an hour, and then I'll be ready to roll it out. All right, my pasta has rested for probably about 45 minutes, and I'm ready to roll it out. And what I'm going to be using is my Bialetti electric pasta machine. Just an amazing machine. This has to be at least 30 years old. And as you can see, it will roll out sheets of pasta. Just roll that out, and then if you want to, you can cut it into either wide or narrow pasta. But I just want basic sheets. So what I'm going to do is unwrap this now, and I'm going to cut it in half. I remember one time, many years ago, taking a class with Giuliani Bugliali, and he was making fresh pasta. And his big thing was to roll out the whole big thing and just have yards and yards and yards of pasta with people at the end catching it. But if you're home and you don't have anyone to help you catch it, a good idea is to just roll modest amounts at a time. I'm going to cover that other part up, and I'm going to switch this machine on, which is quite noisy. Now it has a knob at the end here which adjusts the rollers. So you want to roll it out, of course, first at the thickest setting, and then gradually you're going to turn it down to get it to the thickness that you want. So here we go. And as I said, this is going to be quite noisy. Now, obviously, the first roll is a little ragged. And what you're going to do is you just sort of keep folding it over. Whoops, I'm going to move this down a little. You just keep folding it over with each decreasing thickness. And there you have it, a beautiful sheet of wonderful homemade pasta. Just remember, when you're cooking this, whether you, whatever shape you want to cut it into, homemade pasta cooks in about 2 or 3 minutes. Enjoy.
What do you see? Oh, Molly. Look at the deer. Look at the deer. Hmm?